course, you know, having no memory, he of course has no memory of how he lost his memory, and yeah. Then again, if she's a new player, how'd she manage to figure out what she knows about the game so quickly? Day 1 must have been her first day too. Right, almost forgot we had another mission. So her phone is important. Yep, we're about to find out why she was looking at her phone before. No, it's not because she was spying. It's because it has a picture of her friend. That doesn't seem to be all that important, but trust me, it is. So both of them have secrets. The moment I saw that mission, I knew, right, this is going to be my kind of day. Sounds like this is going to lead up to an epic boss fight. Which I like in RPGs. In fact, it's one of the reasons I'm such a fan of the genre. We haven't heard of A East before. But, well, Shiki knows of it. Thankfully. So, after all that dialogue, now it's time to finally start Day 3. Step 1, go to A East. But before we go, you'll realise that we've just unlocked Easy Mode. Yes, in this game you can actually change the difficulty whenever you want. And in fact, if you want 100% completion, you'll actually have to play on all difficulty levels. At the moment we only have access to normal and easy. Later on we'll unlock hard and ultimate. But essentially at this point, I wouldn't recommend playing on easy unless you're really, really stuck. Because on easy mode, you don't receive bonuses to PP after battle, which means you end up receiving an awful lot less. So, if you want to gain PP, don't play on easy. Right, now let's go. And what? Oh. Well, if you look closely, you would have seen that name that just flew past. Seems we're already at A East. That was an interesting twist. So we start where our objective is. That probably means that we're going to need to do quite a bit before we actually achieve that objective. Because, you know, all the walking around is kind of taken care of. Except we don't know exactly what it is, or where it is, or even how to find it, on account of the place being so dark. So it seems like this mission is basically just find a way to turn on the lights. And with something with such an ominous name, I don't think you'd want to trip over it. And of course, as in most RPGs, now's the time to ask some friendly NPCs what to do next. Of course, as it says here, if you stand still for a certain amount of time, you'll see a speech bubble appear above your partner. And this just gives you general hints about what to do next. Normally, it's not really necessary, but in some situations, the hints are actually really, really important, mainly in one, but I'll show that one when it comes around. Right, looks like we've found our NPC.
Huh?
Yeah, now there's a good reason why Neku is surprised there. You may have noticed before that ordinary people tend not to talk to players. And of course, whenever there's an NPC, there's always some kind of favour to do. And again, there's a good reason why Neku is concerned about Shiki asking this person. And as is standard for RPGs, generally helping out NPCs usually ends up being important to what you're trying to do at the moment. So they're a band, obviously, that have connections to the concert stage. So we need to find someone called the Tech. Alright, at least some information helps. Although we'd probably know him when we see it, because he'd be one of the few people we could actually talk to. But he can't really do the concert without the Tech, can he? Some pretty odd logic there. Yes, so his name's pronounced 777. And it seems like that has some significance. Oh. It seems like Shiki's a fan. Oh, the lead singer's got a sore throat. The tech's missing. This doesn't seem good if they've got a concert on. Oh, Van Gogh. Anyway. And of course, you know, you probably want to do the general RPG thing here. well, these are the only people who seem to know about the place, so... It may seem a little out of character for Neku to be saying this, but just wait. It's actually kind of not. And I always choose yes, because, of course, in, as I said before, helping NPCs is usually always does something to help what you're trying to do at the moment. So, our mission now is to find the tech. And exactly, that's a pretty obvious conclusion. Of course, since he actually, well, you know, judging by his name, does the tech stuff, and... he's a what? But we get cut off, of course. Fangirl. But before we carry on with the mission, because this Reaper isn't actually letting us get through the wall at the moment, so it's probably a clear indication that we need to come back later. Because if there's a guy in a red hood near a wall, it means we'll generally be able to get past it. Of course, now, what I'm about to do now, though, is, in this area, is the first shop you're likely to encounter in the game. And yes, certain shops with that decal are authorized to sell to players, apparently. Now, what's the use of shops? Well, that will become more apparent in Day 4. But suffice to say for the moment that generally shops sell clothing which gives various stat boosts.
Good day. Thank you very much.
Now, this first one is, Lepon Angel... sorry, I fail at pronouncing French words. But anyway, it's the representation of goth Lolita fashion in this game, which is quite big in Japan among youth. You actually do see, occasionally, people wearing this kind of stuff in the street, mostly in places like Harajuku, but... Anyway, at the moment, we're a bit short on money,
Your taste
but as you'll notice, occasionally, when you're browsing, shopkeepers will do that. What that does is unlocks the ability on that item of clothing. See, some items, well actually all items of clothing, have a unique special ability, but in order to get it, you need to make friends with the right shopkeeper. And make friends means buy a lot of stuff from them. So, generally, if you're short on cash, generally best to buy the things that you've unlocked abilities for. At the moment, I don't think we'll be getting any more abilities.
I look forward to your next visit.
I think we should just leave. Also, make sure your characters can actually wear the stuff you buy. I've made that mistake a few times in this playthrough. I don't have much time to explain that, but yeah, I'll probably talk about that later. Involves their bravery stat.